Hello and welcome to the Crypto Jungle. My name is Baloo the Bear, and here on the channel we focus on giving you no-nonsense crypto fundamental analysis and technical analysis. And on today's show, we're just going to do a follow-up video on shitcoin bingo. We got a lot of positive feedback on the shows that we released last week, so we're going to give a little bit of an update because we are so close. We are so close to flashing the green diamonds, which represent that you're in the value zone. We're getting close to a bottom. We are getting close to the conclusion of a technical downtrend, or at least close to the value zone. We're getting to that point where buying these assets is has more of an asymmetric upside opportunity than it does to the downside as well. So without any further ado, let's dive into it and introduce you to our co-host here, Matt. How's it going?
Howdy, Blue. Thanks for having me. What a treat to be back here with you again this week.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. So if you are watching this video for the first time, we do have a video popping up at the top of the screen right now that just explains a little bit more about the alphanumerics indicator and the signal that we are looking at. This is a kind of an investment signal. It's called the weekly green diamond. This is a signal that the indicator is flashing to you when the asset is really, really oversold. It's showing you that the market participants have pretty much given up on the asset, and typically speaking, when the market has given up on an asset, it's a good time to buy, and we are really, really close. So we're going to do this one kind of rapid fire. We're going to go through these one by one, just giving you an update as to where we are. None of them are flashing the green diamond just yet. We did have a sneak preview of XRP showing a green diamond, but it has not stuck. So we're getting really close. Alpha, what do you think about Cardano here?
Right. We're starting on Cardano. Just one moment, please.
Yeah, no worries.
I just want to say, I really I loved all the feedback we got from the original series that we put out last week, the week before, and I specifically liked the negative feedback we got as well in the comment section. I thought that was fantastic. Some of those comments was exactly the mindset of those negative comments was brilliant, because it's exactly what we're trying to ward against here at Alphanumerics and Baloo as well, because clearly there was an emotional connection to the asset that person or those individuals were invested in. So they felt they were coming across as though we were rooting against them, waiting for this green diamond, and that we were somehow, I don't know, negatively affecting the price, which is completely ridiculous. What we're waiting for, and by looking for these green diamonds, we are suggesting a better time to buy an asset that you already want. We are not recommending any of these altcoins, these shitcoins to you, not at all. And I would apply the same methodology that I would use on these shitcoins with Bitcoin and Ethereum and whatever you do like, even better. We are suggesting that if you have your mind made up that you want these assets, that this is the time. On the green diamond and below the green diamond, the value proposition on these assets is far, far better, and you can clearly see it in the charts here. Looking at Cardano here, we must be down 80% and we are on the doorstep of getting a green diamond. So you've saved yourself 80% on the correction alone. Baloo, as you can see, we are below the 200 EMA there. That wave there represents, the top line is the 200 EMA. That the color is 20%. So we are below 20% below the 200 EMA. I can see it's going down a lot further. All of these coins that we look at today are subject to Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin cracks down, and I think it will, and we get the green diamond on Bitcoin, that would be my first port to look at. But past that, yeah, I can see this thing cracking down. It could go as low as 16 cents, which would be huge from here alone. What do you think, Baloo?
Yeah, I think, like we've already mentioned, the Bitcoin's getting really close to, capitulation. It's honestly really hard to pinpoint prices in the context of a capitulation, because A capitulation represents an overreaction of fear in the markets. So, these markets are moving by human behavior, and being able to, narrow in on the exact price at which an irrational human is going to be willing to step in as a buyer, or an irrational human is rushing for the exit. It's really hard to do, but we are getting close here. Typically speaking, in an altcoin cycle, until things change, nothing's changed. And as it stands right now in the past, altcoins typically go into this 90% correction. So there are a few areas of interest here. I just had to highlight the green wave here because it was not super visible on my chart. So I've made it a little bit brighter here. You can see it down in this range right here. But there's a couple areas of interest. And I'm looking at this one would be the bullish outcome. So we can draw a little block around there. So that puts Cardano at, anywhere from 40 to 30 cents, somewhere around that range. And then the next level down from that, the next kind of support range is going to be anywhere around potentially 15 to 8 cents for the next kind of range. So we're getting really close. As you can see, like based on the technicals, based on the structure that we've developed over a multi-year accumulation range, this accumulation was... Let's actually take a look here. How long was this accumulation range? We developed about 900 days, so just shy of 3 years worth of price structure in this level that we're approaching. So it's incredibly strong support. It's likely going to be where we conclude and trade sideways for a bit as our bottom. So we're getting really, really close. Those are the levels to look at. 50 cents, 15 cents, kind of logical areas for me. Down to the kind of 15-cent mark, that's about a 95% retracement. For an asset like Cardano, as popular as it is, that would be pretty brutal, but not uncommon in the altcoin space.
Yeah, and I can't express enough that another 65% down from the current price seems completely irrational, and I realize that. So that's not what we're saying, that it has to go to that price. But I seriously think that some of these altcoins are in trouble of absolute capitulation, flash crash. And so if you, as I said, always repeating the same thing, if you want this asset, if you want Cardano in your bag, from the green diamond on down, well, I would start DCAing in from that point. And we are on the doorstep of that now. I think below 45, below 42, 43, you'll get that green diamond. Then onwards down, it's all value from there.
Yeah. And, just to kind of paint a picture as to the mindset of a bear, we're planning on buying these things. A bear is just a bull waiting to buy. So don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on down the list here. Now, we do have Ape on the watch list. Ape, it's not really giving us a ton of information. It's one that we're monitoring, but Ape is such a new project that I think the buys might have to come with kind of a market-wide capitulation. If we start flashing green diamonds across the board, we'll probably take a position in Ape, even though it's not giving us the technical signal. It's too new of a coin. So let's move on down the list to CRO, crypto.com, another one that's getting quite close to some interesting levels.
Let's have a look at it.
CRO.
Yeah. Yep. Right now, where we are at right now at this 16-cent mark, this is the breaking point for me, and I think that we're going to break through this. I think that the whole market's they're going to react exactly in the same time in correlation with each other. Bitcoin's going to crack, and it's on the doorstep of cracking now, and all these altcoins, these shitcoins will crack harder. I can see easily getting to like 10 cents or on this CRO.
Yeah, 10 cents is the area that I just marked down here. So anywhere between 10 cents to a more bullish number would be around 13 cents. 10 cents holds a lot of psychological support. People are happy to become a buyer at 10 cents. We're not far off. We're at 16 cents. I mean, it is a big drop when we're in these types of pennies. In percentage terms, considering that the all-time high here was nearly a buck. It's a large retracement, but again, not uncommon for the altcoins. So that's kind of the area that we're looking at, given the market conditions where we do see another leg down in Bitcoin and get that capitulation. Anything to add, or shall we move on to a little Dogecoin, doggy coin?
No, let's move on. Let's move on.
All right, so we'll take a look at Doge here. Another one that's, again, getting really, really close. Just wanted to make a rapid fire video for you guys so that you're, we're letting you know that we're paying attention to these assets. We've created a watch list for the shitcoin bingo. And Doge, what are your thoughts? I'll start drawing my support levels, and I'll see if we can mirror the same sentiment. 4 cents?
4 cents or below. Yeah.
Yeah, I just made a market around 5 cents. So I would say there's even a target down at a penny, but that seems a little brutal. But 4 cents. Again, a lot of support will be at 5 cents. So we're pretty darn close with Doge. Again, people, this is not financial advice. Pinpointing a price is very, very hard to do. What we're trying to identify is the event. The event is much more important than the price. So let's not get too hung up on price predictions, because we don't really do price predictions, but what we do is market analysis. And when the market is showing us signals of really oversold conditions where there's a transfer of ownership from dumb money to smart money, that's when we start to get excited, and the price is honestly pretty irrelevant.
Yeah, we're forced, unfortunately, to have to make price predictions for content purposes, because otherwise this video would just be 5 minutes of us saying we're close, wait, we're close. So just for fun's sake, we're giving ballpark price predictions, but these are not price predictions. The event, as Baloo said, is what we're waiting for. And I honestly think across the board, it's next week or the week after.
I tend to agree.
You agree? Yes.
Yeah, so I think we've got this week also is a monthly close. So we're going to have a pretty bearish monthly close. We're a few days out from the monthly close. So it's going to trigger a new low in the Bitcoin monthly chart, which is going to add further fuel to the downside, is what I would imagine.
So I think first or second week of June, you're going to see capitulation, and I think that'll be the lows for the year. That's it. I'm out on a limb saying it. I think that's and we can continue to consolidate for the next 17 years. Who knows after that point?
Hopefully not.
I do feel like it's time. It's either that or this whole thing's done. Do you know what I mean? Like if your Dogecoin gets down to 1 cent, which it could very, 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 very well do, is it done? It's at that point it's worth throwing $100 on it, and if not, it's done.
Yeah. Don't sell the farm on these ones. Don't and don't ignore Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the one that keeps on going. Bitcoin's the one that revives all the altcoins, by the way. So there has to be credibility to that fact alone. Why is it Bitcoin that dictates a bull market / bear market? It's because that's where the true value is. Let's move on to Shiba Inu, Doge competitor, Doge 2.0, whatever. Who cares? It's another dog coin. What are your thoughts there, Alpha?
5 zeros and a 6.
5 zeros and a 6?
5 zeros and a 7. Call it.
I got 5 zeros and an 8 and 5 zeros and a 7. So pretty in line there. We're not going to dwell on that one too much. Let's take a look at one that's a little bit more interesting, and that's Solana. Okay, so I've got a few targets on Solana here.
Solana's in a tricky spot because that 32 mark, you would say, is probably if you're following the same kind of methodology as I've been following previously, that you'd have to say that 32 mark is your spot, and at that spot I think you'll get the green diamond. But I know nothing about Solana. It could push through that because it's almost there already. So I mean, if we lose 32 and we lose 27, $11 is where I'll be looking.
Yeah, at the current support level that I have marked here, right at around 34 to 24, kind of a wider range, but that's anywhere from 86% retracement to a 90% retracement. 90 makes a lot of sense to me. Get a 90% retrace in an altcoin. The next level down for me is
Yeah, 11.
$5. I've got
Yeah,
$5
yeah.
on my chart.
$5, yeah.
So $5, that would be 98%. It's quite bearish. So let's not get hung up on that price prediction. These are just me identifying support and resistance levels. That's a little too bearish. I think I can be okay with saying that one's not entirely likely. I do think that Solana is a decent project with a lot of offerings, and when a project has a lot being built and a lot of developer activity, that's enough to keep it at least at a 90% correction. So I'd be looking more around $20.
I love this shitcoin bingo baloo, because like when we get these green diamonds come in, like we had that red diamond on top of Solana here, and now we're going signal
Tippy
to
top.
signal to signal on alpha numerics here, going down and picking up a green diamond, and then not fretting anymore, not looking at your computer, not worrying about it. You got your buy, you bought off the green diamond, it's laptops down, go enjoy your life.
It's kind of boring. It's kind of boring for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people, the macro swings, it's hard to sit on your hand, especially if you're new to crypto and this is kind of your first cycle. You're not going to sit on your hands, but this indicator it just really identifies the macro swings, and because it's a moving average indicator as well, you're never going to get trapped in a situation where it's lying to you, because the moving averages need to be trending up for it to be able to flash these bullish signals. And then the oversold condition, doesn't matter what your trading method is, it doesn't matter what your strategy is, all strategies align in oversold conditions. When the market is really oversold, when we're in a capitulation, when everybody is panic selling, it's the best time to buy. And this indicator does a pretty good job of just showing you right there on the chart. Boom, green diamond, go.
It's great, man. It's great because, as you say, the world will be blowing up when this in the next week or two, if it happens in the next week or two, which I hate saying like that because it feels real doomsday prepper sort of stuff. But you got to read
what it's going to feel like
here. It feels like it's about to crack. All right, but with alphanumerics and with this system of picking these weekly green diamonds here, you're excited about this time. We were bearish on this shit. Fuck, $100 ago, on whatever this Solana is, if you're following alphanumerics, and from that point, once you've decided, all right, well, we're in a bear market here. When you've made that assessment, when you're fine with it, now you're on hunting for these weekly green diamonds, and it's exciting. It's become fun again, So
yeah, 100%.
You're gonna get some value. What we got next, mate? I'm sick of Solana.
We got Theta token.
Theta's the one I was copying a lot of flack for in the comments there, because people hated me talking about Theta. I'd never even heard of it before, but apparently it hit a sore spot with a lot of people who have it.
Yeah. My targets, like I said, we're just repeating the same thing in terms of what we're expecting, and what we're expecting is a capitulation. We've had a little taste of it. We very well could reverse from here. I don't think it's likely. I've been through these market cycles before, and when I look at sentiment, meaning the narratives and the behaviors of the market participants, there's still a lot of hope out there. And as morbid as that sounds, when there's a lot of hope, there's more downside. So I am expecting that the market to give up on their positions and the capitulation to come in. So the bull case for Theta, I'm looking at a price of 80 cents to 50 cents. And then for the bear case of Theta, I'm looking at, go back to Theta, I lost it there for a second.
16 or something.
I'm getting all messy on my chart here.
Yeah, look, Theta. Is it Theta or Theta? Theta. Theta,
I believe.
Sounds better with an American Canadian accent than it does in an Aussie accent, that's for sure. Look, these charts, that Theta looks worse. It's already broken in my mind. Its support up there at $1.80. That's where the other ones were still yet to hit their major resistance. I believe that Theta's already broken it convincingly for 3 weeks now. So how much further has it got to run? I don't know. Who knows? But we're on the doorstep of a green diamond, but following the same principle that the rest of them have. 54 something, 50 cents less.
Yeah, I've
Twen-
got
twen- twen-
the
24.
bearish scenario down at 10 cents to 20 cents.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. That's a 98% retrace. So not as likely as probably a retrace down to that, what are we looking at here? I just said 54. It, but I already forgot. 80 to 54. 79 to 54 cents. That's more logical to me. That's about a 95% retrace. We're very close to flashing the signal. It's already at a 95, or no, that we are already at a, let me adjust this, currently sitting at a low of 94%. We're pretty close as far as an altcoin.
That's what I mean. All you theta heads out there giving me guff because I said your project, I couldn't pronounce the name of your project. It's down 94%.
Well, I think that might have been Ziliqa.
Oh, Ziliqa. Yeah, they were. Oh, they didn't like that.
There's a lot of theta fans out there as well.
It's the same shit. It's the same shit. What's the difference? It's I think this theta could fall another 85% from here, which would be fucking wild, right? But it's possible.
If you are bullish on theta, we're getting close to the value zone. A bear is just a bull waiting to buy. We're getting there. Shall we move on to VeChain?
Yeah, VeChain. People like that as well.
People love VeChain. Gotta love them some VeChain.
Yeah, well, they're not gonna like my price prediction. Anyway, let's see. We're on the doorstep here. That we're gonna retest 2 cents here, and I don't like retests. A double bottom retest with no respite is it's like shorting territory. If we weren't so oversold, every one of these charts I'd be looking to short, but there's no way you can't short now.
There's no juice left in that lemon.
Well, I mean there is. You could definitely do it, but oh sorry, my daughter's come in. One moment, please.
Yeah.
Baby, jump out.
So yeah, we're pretty darn close to the macro support here. So one thing I will say about VeChain is look at this accumulation range. So this is the area where we have really built a lot of structure. So in the other examples that I have where I've done 2 support ranges, I'm actually only drawing 1 support range here on VeChain because we're pretty close. We're kind of there. We're knocking on the door. So you were talking about 2 cents. I'm seeing just under 2 cents and just under a penny for VeChain. So definitely some amazing buys coming in on VeChain.
Sorry, man. I see us breaking through 2 cents. To be honest, that's what I was trying to get to. Like double. We've got further to go on VeChain. I think I would be looking down at like
I got 0.08.
One. Yeah.
Or sorry, 0.008. An eighth of a penny. No, 80% of a penny. You guys know what I mean.
Just under 1 cent, you're starting to consider.
Yeah. Not what you guys want to hear. Listen, and I've said this on the stream a few times now because it has been quite ugly out there. And, like every single bull market, it sucks in a whole new host, a whole new roster of market participants. If this is your first cycle, welcome to crypto. This isn't our first rodeo. This is just how it goes. And I know that I'm kind of being very nonchalant and speaking in ways though I don't care. I do care. Maybe it's a little of a defense mechanism. I don't know. Like, I do understand what's going on, how it's kind of messy and you don't really understand what happened, why you invested in a quality project and it's anticipated to dump 90 to 95 to sometimes even 98%. It's a very speculative market. And when the speculators leave, they leave a lot of the holders, the investors, holding bags. And this is just the reality of crypto. So welcome to crypto. It's volatile both ways. You're here for the gains, but you got to realize the downside risk as well. It's a very emotional thing. I do empathize. I am coming here to tell you that, we're fucking close. It may mean that we're heading down another 50, 60%. but you've made it this far, and the end is near. The end is near. That's the glimmer of hope for those who have been holding the bag this long.
Well, I mean, Baloo's nicer than me. I don't feel anything, and I don't care what you think about these projects at all. I'm sorry if you lost money.
Yes, that's the point I'm trying to make. I'm empathizing with the user because it's hard to get sucked into this stuff. You get sucked in, you read the information, you align with the business model, the thesis, the understanding of what the project's trying to do, and then you watch your investment trade away. So I do empathize with that. My approach to the market is very defensive. And when you're very defensive, you sound like an asshole. And that's just kind of the long and short of it.
I don't really mind. Look, I think that you've probably, if you're hurting right now, you've probably broken rule 1, and that's the learning curve. So the markets have a way of natural selection. If you're still here in 5 years, you'll be harder and tougher, and you won't make the same mistakes. And if you're brand new, well, you got blooded. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to trading.
The initiation is complete.
Why do you think they jump out of buildings on Wall Street? Those guys are a lot smarter than you are, and I am. So they kill themselves too. So let's move on from VeChain because it's about to kill itself.
Let's move on from all of it. All right, so XRP, like we mentioned at the top of the show, this was one that did flash a green diamond. We saw the green diamond, so we couldn't be any more close than that. We have rallied off of that, so the green diamond is not presenting itself yet. Given the market conditions, I do think that we are going to be able to close a week where that green diamond remains. And again, what that is signaling to the market is just, it represents a market that is given up. And when a market has given up, that's when you step in. That's if you are bullish on this asset, that's when you step in. So my target down here, we're pretty close. We're already in the range of a lot of market structure. So when I look at XRP, I'm looking at around 20 cents, 30 cents. I think that there's a lot of support at around 18 cents as well. That was kind of the area of the original breakout, 18 cents. I remember that kind of being a sticking point for us when the bull market happened. So, XRP didn't really rally a ton this market cycle. So its retrace is not as ugly as some of the other ones that we've looked at. My targets are bringing it at around 88%. So expect, kind of a 90% retrace inside of XRP. It just didn't really perform like other assets. A lot of that due to the fundamental lawsuit. There's a lawsuit going on with the company that's been multiple years in the making. Doesn't ever seem to want to stop. So that's going to obviously quell a lot of the demand from retail investors.
I put a marker in last night as soon as I saw the green diamond flash. It was at 37.88, so 38 cents. We got the green diamond come in, and I put a little marker here just to notify myself because it bounced because the stock last night. This S&P bounced and Bitcoin bounced. Everything bounced pretty well. But how many times can you bounce off the bottom here? I'm seeing nothing in this chart. We mentioned in the XRP video that I wouldn't buy XRP off a green diamond either way. And I feel the same way looking at the chart right now. I can see 18 cents or something like that come back in, but it doesn't look the same. It doesn't look the same to me.
Yeah, if this chart pattern continues, we had our largest move back in 2017. We had another market cycle where we made it to about halfway of the previous all-time high. So, getting us to halfway again would bring us to about $1. A rally from 20 cents to $1. It's not nothing, but it's certainly not what we've seen in the performance of a lot of other coins. Can that change when the fundamentals change? We're not here to speculate on those fundamental shifts in the supply and demand. What we're looking at here is simply the structure, and it was an underperformer for this cycle.
Yeah. What's next?
Zilliqua.
Oh, yeah. This is good. This is a good one. All right. We've got Zilliqua. Looks so different than the other charts. Obviously it has that anomaly there where it's spiked up in the middle of a downtrend when everybody else, that's broken the structure of the chart and changed a lot of the setup that the other coins are presenting by doing that. But I'm still seeing this has got such a ways to go to get the green diamond compared to the other ones. I'm still seeing like a 1 cent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
0.
I think my
0.018.
my bearish targets based on support are at about 0.008 to about 1.2 cents, and then the bullish target would be somewhere around 2.5 cents to, again, 1.5 cents. So definitely going to get down there. Quite an unusual anomaly, which based on this the indicator flashing has just given it more resiliency, so it's got further to drop if we are going to get a green diamond. We might not get one on ZIL. We very well might not, because it can't fall far enough to flash that signal. But if the market is going through capitulation and every other asset is flashing that signal, this market is highly correlated, so you could decide how you want to handle that.
And the same way that it had its like parabolic run there over a week, 2 weeks, it could do the same thing in the other direction, and we can get horrendous results here for Ziliqua. So keep an eye out for that. I think that it's definitely likely that it still could happen.
Yeah, very likely. And then the last one on the list is Luna, which I'm just going to go ahead and delete. Luna is now Luna Classic. There's Luna 2.0. It's a different asset. It's a different can of worms. We're done with that. We're not going to include that in the show anymore. I don't think we never even released the video in the first place.
It's not even in my watch list here. So
yeah, it's gone.
I'd have to ask you for the.
So that's about it. So kind of a longer show than we were looking at, but a market update, half an hour to go through your favorite coins. I'll probably have to timestamp all this stuff so that you can just forward to the ones that you want. But yeah, thank you all for joining in. Now, if you guys are interested in the alphanumerics indicator, the links, of course, are below. We would love for you to come into the Discord and ask questions about the indicator as well. If you do sign up for that, be sure that you are in the Discord, because that also acts as your support group for learning the finer nuances of how it works. We'll be sharing PDFs and tutorials if you do purchase the indicator. And then along with that as well, if you are interested in learning how to trade with a different approach that really focuses on risk management, so that not only can you invest in the projects that interest you, but you can hold a large cash position or a large Bitcoin position that you could use to leverage your way up and grow your account. Check out the Crypto Jungle. I do have a promotion going on. If you use the coupon code BEAR, you'll receive 25% off the next 2 payments, whether you're choosing the monthly plan, quarterly plan, yearly plan. You get 25% off the next 2 payments. So potentially the biggest deal that you could do there is 25% off for 2 years. So do check out the links below. That is all the time I have for today. Leave it a like, leave a subscribe, and until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.